talking in our new show called Community Talks. And Erin's going to be coming to us talking about small businesses and how to get it going in this COVID-19 era. Welcome, Erin.
Thank you so much for having me, Jane. I'm really looking forward to it because there is so much that we as small business owners can do while we are here in this really remarkable, unprecedented time that we're in.
So tell me a bit about yourself. How long have you been a business coach, and what sort of coaching do you have?
Yeah, I do a combination of life and business coaching because I find the two intersect. We can't really pull them apart as much as we might like to. I've been a coach for the last coming up on 5 years now. And I love helping leaders and business owners who really have these dreams and goals for their business that really want to make it happen. And maybe they've been procrastinating a little bit. And what that's been looking like these days tends to be the folks who are saying, gosh, I've been meaning to get online. How do I get online? I need to make that happen ASAP. So that's where I've been helping support, focus them, giving them the structure, systems, accountability to really make it happen.
So one of the things, I guess, the opportunities that has arisen as a result of COVID-19 and the fact that we all are really stuck at home is that we do have the opportunity to get online and kind of catapult our business forward if we want, if we get the systems and processes in place now, so that we're kind of going to be top of mind when the market comes back. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everything that we are doing today, whether it's doing these amazing video recordings and interviews that you are doing, Jane, to really help strengthen the connection that you have with your community, getting in front of the people who've been thinking about you, the people who become your future clients, those who are interested in looking for you right now. It might be a smaller amount, might be a greater amount depending on the services and the products that you're providing, and really having that ability to continue nurturing your networks and really building those connections in a really authentic way so that when our world returns to a new normal, everything that you've done today is supporting you to blast out the gate when we're back rocking and rolling.
Exactly. So what is the most sort of effective way to move forward? Is it by making a big jump, a big leap right now, or is it a good idea to just take small steps? And maybe you could tell us why one or the other.
Yeah, well, I would love to tell you one or the other, but I like to go with what my clients really like to go with. And so if someone's really motivated by taking a big step, that's what I invite them to do. Like, because some people are really motivated by shooting for the stars. Others, that is terrifying. And so it's so important for them, instead of taking a huge, enormous step, they get way more done just by taking small steps. And actually, now when it comes, because we are in a place where we are having to create new routines, new rhythms, new things that are going to help support us. Now, there is research out there that says when you take a tiny step forward in creating a habit, a new habit you want to create, you're going to be way more successful in sticking to it than you would if you were to take, like, to go all out, go whole hog kind of idea into it. This is a concept by a professor out of Stanford, I believe. His name is B.J. Fogg, and he says, so for example, this is his example, if you want to start flossing your teeth, because some people, really have that as a goal, don't make it a goal to floss all of your teeth. Floss one tooth instead. And so that's his example. He sets these up online, I think every 3 weeks kind of idea. You could probably go out there today, sign up for this, saying, here's a new habit I want to create, because it's so important right now, having those healthy habits, sustainable habits to support us in building success, and start tiny. So instead of, I'm waking up at 5 a.m. every morning, maybe what would be a tiny step for that? You could have your alarm go off at 5 a.m. every morning. You just sit up in bed, You're done for the day. That is your tiny step forward. You can
For
go
me,
back to sleep. Keep doing that.
for me, the hard thing has been to create the new rhythm. I realized how much my rhythms have established me before, and supported me, and I knew that I made appointments with people to develop those rhythms and sustain them. But I realized, for me, it's been a bit hard because I'm trying to get my kids to bed at night, and then they're sleeping in. So I'm also sleeping in a little bit longer than I would have normally. And I've been thinking this week, okay, I got to get up just a little earlier so I can get my exercise in because I'm really missing that. And it's a coping strategy for me to deal with things. But I also find like right now there's been a big leap in technology and especially social media. Are your clients kind of moving in that direction as well?
Yeah, absolutely. If they are able to get something online, or if that's been a goal that they've been wanting to do, absolutely. And social media is fantastic for connecting, like we were talking about before. It's so important in staying in touch, making sure people know what's happening with your business. If you're still open, some people might make the assumption that you're not, or might not be aware that you are available online. So it's really important to use the channels that you have available to you to get that done.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
actually, it's interesting you say that because I've spoken with two business owners who said, "Well, I don't want to bother everybody with the notice from my business." And I'm like, "Well, I think people really do want to hear from you, and just let us know what the status quo is, even if it's a one-liner." What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. And there is a desire out there right now to support local. And instead of looking online for, some place that might ship it to you from another community, I know people are really interested in supporting their local businesses right now. And so it's a great opportunity to reach out to particularly your local clients and let them know, hey, things are happening. How can I
Things are
support you?
happening. Okay,
Yeah.
so my next question for you is, so let's say I do want to increase my reach right now or work on that as an outcome. Am I going to work it out as a project or am I going to work it out as one task at a time?
Well, I think that's a really great distinction. And I find that a lot of people, when I start working with them, they have things on their to-do lists that are projects instead of tasks. So for example, it is tax time. I bet a lot of people watching may still have taxes on their to-do list. Well, instead of putting due taxes on your to-do list, that can actually take you more than 2 steps. It's multiple steps in there that could take good chunks of time for each step. But if you've got due taxes on your to-do list, you can't tick it off until it's off and it's submitted to your accountant or your bookkeeper. And so it sits on your list and you're like, why can't I get this done? And sometimes you can start beating yourself up a little bit about that. But what I would invite you to do instead is to write down what the next task is. And I want to give credit where credit is due. This is from David R. Allen. He wrote the book, Getting Things Done. It's a bit of a tome, but I have to tell you, this is the nugget. Save yourself a bunch of reading time. This is the nugget from that book where you focus anything that takes 2 or more steps is a project. And so if you really want to feel like you're getting things done, you feel that sense of accomplishment, write down tasks instead of projects. And you would be amazed at how much better you feel.
Actually, Rebecca Hutchinson is saying, listen to Erin, she'll sort you out.
Yeah, I see that. Thanks, Rebecca. Nice. It's so awesome to see you online.
So I guess one thing is for all those people who are avoiding their taxes, get those receipts in that shoebox. That's step number one.
Yeah. Yeah. It could be just like gather all the receipts and throw them in the box. Absolutely.
So would you consider that a measure of success? And what do you consider to be, how do you measure success when you're a business owner?
Well, here's where I find people can get they start getting down on themselves because they feel like they're not being successful. So when I ask them a little bit more questions, they've actually accomplished a lot. So any success is success. And what do I mean by that? Well, maybe they've written down that one of their habits that's going to help them grow their business during this time is getting up at a certain time. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 7, maybe it's 10, whatever that time is that works best for them and their bodies and their rhythms. So say they want to get up at 7 a.m. every single day. Well, maybe the first week they nail it. They're getting up at 7 every day, but the next week, oh, they only got up 4 times out of 5 during, say, the 5 days of the week. And then they start to feel like a failure. Oh, I didn't make it 5 days. Why bother? And they can stop doing it. Whereas up until that point, so before they set that goal, they hadn't been getting up at 5 at all. They'd just been, or 5, at 7 at all. They'd been getting up at 8, 9, 10, not feeling that rhythm and structure, their routine, when they've had 9 days of doing it amazingly, and yet they still feel like they're failing because they didn't do it every single day. So when you're setting that rhythm, that structure for yourself, I also invite you to give yourself a little bit of credit and really notice where you're being successful versus where you're not being successful, because that success is propelling you forward, that every time you do it.
And what do you think about having a business coach? Does that help you be successful?
It's definitely helped me. My clients say it's helped them. So, as a coach myself, I seek out support when I want to give myself that extra boost, and it's always helped me. And I get wonderful testimonials from my clients. So thank you for asking that question, Jane, because absolutely, absolutely.
No problem. So if people, what's your ideal client? Tell me who your ideal client is.
Yeah, someone who wants to get things done. They've got these dreams. They know they want to do it, but they know that they could do it even faster and better the first time when they work with someone on the way. That's the ideal person that I want to work with. They can be in any business whatsoever. The business itself doesn't matter so much because I'm going to help support them in building out those plans to actually make it happen and make it happen faster than they could on their own.
Okay, awesome. And so I have to reach out for you. Go to Erin at erinacton.com. Is that right?
Yes. Yep. That's a great way to get a hold of me.
Okay. And anything you want to end off with, Erin?
I would say that,
go ahead.
yeah, sorry. Okay. I would say, well, if you've got that dream, go for it. Take those small steps each and every day. Know that you are making progress. Break your chunks instead of projects, break them into tasks. And before you know it, well, and of course, reach out if you want additional accountability and support to make it happen faster. I'm here to support you.
Okay, awesome. All right, so coming up this week, we're going to speak to other people in the business, including one of our members of eWomen Network. Her name is Kathy Scott, and she owns Departures Travel and Niche Tours. And on Wednesday, she's going to be talking to us about how her industry is adapting and what she's doing to help people be successful in their own businesses. So if you're interested in being on the show, please connect with me. I'm Jane Johnston with the Briar Hill Group at Remax Camosun, host of Vancouver Island Time and now Community Talks. I want to hear from you if you're in our community. Take care, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow at 4:30.